You're watching Council Wrap Up. I'm Susan Kennedy. Here's a look at the top news of the Montgomery County Council for the month of October. The Quarter Cities Transitway has been removed from the transportation priorities list for the state of Maryland, and officials from across the region have voiced their disappointment in that decision. County, state, and local officials stood in solidarity to show their disappointment in the state's decision to eliminate the Quarter Cities Transitway from its updated list of priorities. And they asked the project be reinstated.
Montgomery County needs multimodal solutions. CCT is a crucial for the economic growth of the Life Science Center corridor. And this is a great concern for all of us.
The CCT has been on the books for 20 years. Originally, it was planned as a light rail from Shady Grove to Frederick, but in 2012, it was changed to a 15-mile bus rapid transit system ending in Clarksburg. Officials say the project is a critical link for economic development in the Up County.
We can't afford not to do this project. We still have land that is out there that is undeveloped, that is ripe for investment by key companies across this United States as well as globally. And if we are not committed to making sure that this Quarter City Transitway happens, we jeopardize the potential from those businesses coming here and investing in Montgomery County.
The greatest indicator of an individual's ability to move up the economic ladder is that person's ability to access our transportation networks. And by leaving the Up County high and dry, as the governor has done, he is leaving hundreds of thousands of people out of the economic ladder.
Last year, transportation officials transferred the project back to Montgomery County with 30% of the design complete. Without state help, Montgomery County would have to come up with more than $800 million that's estimated to finish the project. The state maintains it participates in projects that connect multiple jurisdictions, and they say the Quarter Cities Transitway serves just Montgomery County.
So I would ask you, Mr. Governor, are you truly committed to economic development? Are you truly committed to the promise? Or are you more sold about selling Thrasher's French fries and funnel cakes on the Eastern Shore than you are about ensuring that Montgomery County and the state of Maryland becomes the hub for biotech in the United States?
The County Council has made a $7 million investment in early childhood to improve equal opportunity for all. And we got a peek at one of the new programs that's part of this initiative. Neuroscience research shows that early childhood is a time of tremendous brain development.
Big doggy or a small doggy?
In recognizing this, the County Council, led by Council President Nancy Navarro, made a $7 million investment and adopted a 4-year action plan to address early care and education. One of those new programs, the Up County Early Childhood and Family Involvement Center at Emery Grove, was officially dedicated today.
I was thrilled to stand alongside my colleagues present today earlier this year to adopt a 4-year action plan. And I was honored to have authored that 4-year action plan with input from all my colleagues who have been carrying forward a lot of different pieces for so long, as well as the Board of Education, who has been so committed to putting forth many of these initiatives.
We know the stats. Every dollar you put in early childhood, you get 7 or 8 back in return. And we are losing money by not investing in our young people. And so if you need the economic argument, there it is. But it's the right thing to do.
The center was created in partnership with the county and Montgomery County Public Schools and the Department of Health and Human Services. It has been open since September, and already parents say they are seeing the benefits of this investment.
The past 3 weeks since my son started here, I've saw great improvement in his speech, for one. So I have been very happy. And he's coming home telling me all the sorts of things that he's been doing, down to the pumpkin patch that I was honored to be part of. His behavior as well has gotten so much better, more patient and more excited to get up in the morning at, 8 o'clock, get everything going.
Here in Montgomery County, more than 30,000 children under the age of 6 are considered economically vulnerable, and many of those kids are not ready when it's time for them to start kindergarten. At the Emery Grove Center, preschool services are being provided to 80 4-year-old students.
And it's incredible just to see the learning that is happening, as well as the family involvement component of it. So very excited to see something that is, was in writing, that we raised our hand to adopt, and now we're seeing it in real life.
This is the second pre-K early childhood center in the county that combines general and special education in one location. Also this month, Montgomery County leaders celebrated Maryland Economic Development Week with the launch of the latest location for the Business Connect program. It's Economic Development Week here in Maryland, and Montgomery County officials have announced the expansion of the Business Connect program to the east part of the county.
This is such a great room, and the energy in this room is amazing right now.
Business Connect is tailored to help support small businesses in Montgomery County by providing free training, workshops, and individual counseling sessions. The program is designed to make it easier to do business with Montgomery County, making customer service a priority.
What I like about this model is that people like JRU can work hand in hand with our Business Solutions Group, with stakeholders, to customize what it is that this community needs. Right? As someone who represented this community when I was first elected, I represented it for 2 years and understood that we have a vibrant continental African community, vibrant African American community, but not a lot of access to services and not a lot of supports. Well, this is an opportunity then to customize these kinds of supports for those communities where entrepreneurship is just so vibrant, right? We look at the statistics and we know that immigrants are opening businesses at a very high rate. People of color are opening businesses at a very high rate. Women are opening small business at a very high rate.
You're the ones that are going to fill the shopping centers. And let's be honest about this. Amazon wasn't going to fill any shopping center in Montgomery County. They weren't going to be taking 2,000 or 4,000 square feet in these office buildings that have small vacancies. That's something that used to be filled by local entrepreneurs, and something happened after the recession, and those businesses haven't come back. So we're trying to recreate a culture that encourages those businesses to come back, to form, to take space in Montgomery County and operate in Montgomery County.
The county's Business Connect partners in the East County region with several organizations.
What would you be doing exactly? Managing construction.
Including the African American Chamber of Commerce and the Latino Economic Development Center. Leaders from both groups say this program provides important resources and information for small businesses trying to get off the ground.
I always see business as the great equalizer. I think it's available for anybody who is willing to put in the work. And, I think what's lacking is the information and access to resources. And I think this is important for that reason, is that it's a way to engage with the community and making sure that they understand that there's all these organizations like LADC available to provide support for them.
I think that a lot of things will have to really be identified as to how you help people, and to make sure that that support's there for those that are coming into business as well as those that want to grow business.
The program started as a pilot in the Up County and is also available in Silver Spring. In addition to the East County site, plans are to add a site in Bethesda by the beginning of 2020.
And we have so many assets, but we have got to position those assets. We have to leverage them, and we have to have a clear path so we can ensure that we are there as players as well. So that's my commitment, and this type of initiatives are going to really help from the ground up, from the micro level, get us to that place as we work on ensuring that our micro level framework matches.
And ask all to join with us to reaffirm the importance of business development locally and countywide.
All right. And from there on, I'm really hopeful for what we have to look forward to.
Also available for startup companies is an online tool to use for business plans. For more information about the Business Connect program and opportunities for your business, visit the website. Montgomery County has officially dedicated the first protected intersection in the Mid-Atlantic at 2nd and Spring Streets in downtown Silver Spring. The project supports the county's commitment to Vision Zero. The new protected intersection is the first of its kind in Montgomery County. This transformative project is designed to increase separation between vehicles, pedestrians, and bicyclists with a goal of decreasing collisions.
Everything around here, most of it was laid out 100 years ago by people who, A, they were fallible, and B, having the information they had now, they could have never imagined the traffic we have, the density of population we have, the need for pedestrian safety and bike safety, because every trip was safe back then, and the need to get people to a metro that had not yet been built, and certainly they never imagined climate change. and the imperative that we're dealing with to change the way we look at our society. We need to re-envision not just our intersections, but our neighborhoods and our economy and all of our built environment and our lives and how we get around. And that starts right here.
The intersection includes corner islands that force drivers to slow down when they turn. The islands also reduce the crossing distance from one side of the street to another. These new elements reduce turning speeds, which in turn will reduce the likelihood of death or severe injury in the case of a collision.
This right here is the culmination of a lot of work for a lot of years to try to turn the tide in this county, change direction, and make this county become modern and embracing all forms of transportation. And the fact that we now have an absolute national model of safety infrastructure is just a testament to so many people working together for so long.
The intersection also connects a new half-mile cycle track to form a bikeway that will protect cyclists from vehicles. The bikeway connects directly to the Silver Spring Transit Center.
So it's nice to see that we've traveled a bit from thinking that the movement of automobiles is the most important thing through intersections and realizing that the movement of people through all various modes of transportation is important in an intersection.
Montgomery County has plans to create future protected intersections at Bethesda and Woodmont Avenues in Bethesda and Cameron and Fenton Streets in Silver Spring. And finally, a press conference ahead of a public hearing about the Crown Act, which aims to end discrimination based on people's natural hairstyles. County lawmakers want to end discrimination against natural hairstyles. The Crown Act stands for Creating a Respectful and Open World for Natural Hair. And Councilmember Will Jawando and Council President Nancy Navarro are sponsoring this measure, which affects close to 200,000 women in Montgomery County.
Hair discrimination is a type of racial discrimination and prejudice that we are all committed to eradicating and exposing here in the county and across the nation. It's also something that deeply impacts individuals' self-esteem and their everyday decisions about how they present themselves to the world.
There are so many particular aspects of how we can continue to patiently dismantle a lot of these structural and institutionalized issues and barriers.
At a press conference today, council members were joined by a number of supporters, including Orlena Blanchard, president and CEO of Joy Collective, a multicultural marketing and communications company.
The Crown Coalition is an alliance of organizations who have come together to fight for inclusion and racial equity. The Crown Coalition was founded earlier this year by the Dove brand, a Unilever company, the National Urban League, Color of Change, as well as Western Center on Law and Poverty. And what is phenomenal is, as we've talked about today, the importance of this issue. Over the past year, we have amassed more than 50 different organizations that are in support of the Crown Act.
Susan Bishop is the owner of the Jaha Hair Salon in Silver Spring. She said her clients ask her to style their hair to conform to what they believe is socially acceptable.
So they never really discussed being discriminated against, but their words that they use when they need to get their hair done, I needed to lay flat, not to be distracting. And they would say words like that to let me realize that they knew exactly what they needed to do to conform to be where they needed to be.
Jawando says the council has been receiving complaints of discrimination, which is what prompted this measure. Montgomery is the first local jurisdiction in the nation to introduce this type of legislation. It's in line with a similar law in place in New York and California.
And it's going to do two things. It's going to create a regime that allows people who feel that they've been discriminated against because of their hairstyle to seek a remedy through our Office of Human Rights, and up to a $5,000 payment if discrimination is found. It will expand the definition of race to include hair discrimination traditionally associated with those of African ancestry.
Well, that does it for this edition of Council Wrap-Up. For more information on the work of the County Council, visit their website. I'm Susan Kennedy.